right, folks. I guess we'll get started here. Welcome, everyone, to the June First State Woodturners meeting. Glad you're all here. We had quite a few people sign up tonight. Right, may have some more folks trickling in here. I'm going to do a couple brief announcements before we do our demo. But before I do the announcements, I'd like to give a shout out if there's any guests here or any new members. Do we have any guests here that like to introduce themselves, say hi, where you're from, what you're turning? I saw several new names on the sign up sheet. Anyone want to volunteer? Say hi. Unmute yourself if you do.
Hey, this is Bob Amaranth from the New Jersey Woodturners.
Hey, Bob.
I don't. This is my third meeting, and I just got back from the AEW conference. I don't know how many of you folks were down there, but I just sent a YouTube video out. If you want to see it again or hadn't seen it over the weekend, you're welcome to take a look at it. I think I sent it to everybody.
You definitely sent it to me. I'm not sure if anyone else got it, but I was.
Oh, I got it. I got it, Joe.
Okay. I haven't had a chance to look. I did pull up the video. It looks like it looks really good. Thanks for sending that out. Definitely appreciate that.
As usual, the projects just blow my mind every time I see these.
Aren't they incredible? Yeah. I know.
People are spending so much time on these projects. It's just so impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know several of us were out there this past weekend. Yeah, thanks for sending that out. I'll definitely check that out later.
You guys had.
I wanted to say one thing.
North Jersey was a 10-hour ride. You guys had it a lot easier. Probably about a 7-hour ride for you.
It was a 2 hour, or it was a 1 hour flight for me. So, yeah, I don't like being in a car that long. So,
Joe, I wanted to say one thing. This is Dan Rich.
Dan, hey Dan.
Some time ago, I showed a cherry bowl that I had turned totally green and microwaved it and got it done the same day or the next day. I can't remember. But since I got my new actual lathe, I've been able to turn things that are larger. And I've found, I said then that I hit it for like 1 minute or so and then let it cool off. But with larger things, I've found that I have to do that for like 2 or 3 minutes actually, and then let it cool down.
And the microwave?
Repeatedly to get it cured quickly. So
okay.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Is that on high power?
Yeah.
Full power?
Full wattage, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
I've never, no, that's good information. I've never tried that. I know a lot of people do dry, do a quick dry in the microwave like that. Any other guests here that like to introduce themselves?
My name's Dan Klima.
Hi, Dan.
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska currently.
Oh, welcome.
Hi.
And I'm in the process, a very horrible process of moving to Ocean View. So we'll be a little more local.
Okay. Yeah. Well, glad you could stop in.
Yeah.
What are you turning? What do you usually turn?
I've been a commercial wood turner for about 30 some years.
Oh, great.
And so, I'm in the process of downsizing my shop. I don't need 17 lathes anymore.
That sounds like a school.
Well, I do a lot. I also do a lot of training. So
awesome.
But I've got lathes dedicated for, threading wood and some duplication and whatnot. But yeah, it's been a full-time venture for me for quite a few years now. And at this point, I'm just going to be more focused on my more artistic endeavors. So I do sculptures and all sorts of wood turning and demonstrations. I'm an authorized demonstrator for Easy Wood Tools and
awesome.
And, a dealer for a bunch of stuff.
Good.
So I'll be bringing all that with me.
And you said Ocean View, is that in New Jersey?
No, Delaware.
Ocean, Delaware. Okay. Oh,
Yep.
great.
Yeah,
Yep.
Well, glad
joining
you
the
could make it.
Southern
down near
contingent.
Renee.
He's joining the Southern contingent. We have a number of us down here in Southern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Well, good luck with the move, and I'm glad you can make it tonight. Let's see. Anyone else? Any other guests here like to? Oh, I've been seeing in the chat that not everyone got Bob's email on the YouTube video. I'll send that out to everyone later. I'll make sure I send that link out. It looks like a good video, so we'll get that out to everyone. I think it's only like 20 minutes, but it looks pretty
Yeah, it's awesome.
expand. I mean, pretty inclusive of everything that went on there. So we'll send that out. Any other guests?
No, Joe, this is Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, I did take a lot of photos of the gallery, so I
Oh,
might be able to put something together.
yeah. I was just going to say, if you have a chance to put together a slideshow, as a PDF or whatever, we could maybe at a future meeting.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
That's fantastic. We if you can get it together here in the next hour, we might have time for it tonight. It's going to be a short demo.
Oh, sorry, no.
No,
No, it's still on the camera,
yeah, no, kidding.
Takes a while.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple quick announcements here, and then we'll move into the video or the demo. And you should be seeing this, and we'll make it full screen. And wait a minute, did I make?
There you are.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight's meeting is going to be on turning mushrooms, or the demo is going to be on turning mushrooms by yours truly. It's a very simple project, very easy, a lot of good basic spindle techniques in this video. It's very similar to turning a top. So if you've ever turned a top, you can turn a mushroom. So this is definitely like accessible for all skill levels of turners. So we'll have going to do a couple announcements here, then the demo, Q&A, and then our monthly 50/50 raffle. And we want to make sure to give a shout out about the Delaware State Fair is coming in July. We're going to be there again this year. We're going to be there on the middle weekend, July 25 and 26, demonstrating. We'll have a couple lathes there, and we'll be turning tops for the kids and talking to people about wood turning. We'll send out a lot more information on that later. So if you're interested in stopping by and to help out for a few hours down there, that would be great. And also, we're going to have every year we have a huge display of members' work in the Arts and Crafts building. So we're going to be reaching out and asking folks to loan us their pieces for a couple weeks for that display. And again, we'll be sending out information on that soon.
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Last year, one of our members who is very good with his 3D printer came up with these micro lathes that are about 18 inches long. And they're specifically for having us put in a blank top, and then we let the kids color on them. Right?
Oh,
I made a video on it. If you have somebody in your club that is CNC, I'm sorry, not CNC, 3D
printing,
capable,
3D printing, yeah.
and if you'd like to collect money for your activities, this has been a really good source of income for us. Now, all the money that we collect for the tops, and we charge $10 to have the kids color the tops. All that money goes to the Children's Specialized Hospital of New Jersey.
Oh, interesting.
Our last meeting in May, we gave the hospital another $5,000 check. And
that's great.
Years we've given them close to $50,000. So it's a really good fundraising vehicle, and the kids and the parents have a fantastic time either coloring the tops or watching their kids color these tops. So if you got somebody who knows the 3D printing business, we have the files that are available. We've got a whole list of the extra electronic parts like the motor and some of the electrical items, the wires and things. So if somebody is inclined, I can send you information about that.
All right, yeah, that's great. Thanks, Bob.
Bob, do you have a video on your YouTube channel about that by any chance?
I've got one. Actually, I have two. And then the Missouri Woodturner, he saw it a few months ago, and he made another video on the topic.
Okay.
So he thought it was a really good idea, and we're trying to get the word out. Like I said, if you got 3D printing capabilities, this is a really cool little device. So just tell me who to send it to, and I can send you some links on these topics.
All right, cool.
Yeah, send it to Joe. That'd be great. He can get it to the rest
Yeah,
of us.
I'll make sure it
Yeah.
gets to where it needs to go.
So
And-
Bob, do you have the rights to print that?
The rights.
Yeah.
Is it copyrighted? Is it copyrighted?
Typically
well,
you can't sell other people's product.
We're not
You're not
selling,
selling the 3D, I guess. Yeah.
we're not selling any of the files or anything.
Uh-huh.
You're
That's
selling.
But you're not selling the 3D lathe. You're selling the product of using the lathe.
We're selling the plans and the files in order to print all the parts. I think there's a total of 37 parts. They're not all 3D printed, but the guys out in the Missouri club, they ended up making, I think, 3 or 4 of them.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, moving on.
Joe, before we leave the state fair issue,
Oh,
let me emphasize we still need lots
Oh.
of help from people turning some
Right.
tops. We go through on those 2 days that we're there, probably 100, 150 tops easily. And so whatever you can turn and donate to us, you can drop it up to Joe or Tom or me or anybody else. Just shoot us an email and we'll get them one way or the other.
yeah, I sent out an email.
Really need a lot.
I sent an email out a couple weeks ago with the drop-off information or who to contact. If you can turn a few tops for us, that would be great. That would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Jim. I forgot about that.
As far as the stuff just to put on display for the fair, does it have to be stuff we made this year or can it be older?
No, anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah,
What's the deadline? Tell me the deadline.
yeah.
The deadline. The deadline,
Speak up.
the deadline to collect the things for the fair for them is
Thursday.
Thursday,
Thursday, the July what?
July the 16th.
Right, July 16th. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
anything
okay.
comes-
We'll be sending out an email with all this information.
anything that comes to my house is recorded, the picture's taken. I would rather have the artist or have their own pictures, but I'll take pictures so that everything gets back to the right person.
Right. Yeah, we want to
You know,
make sure when you're.
Yeah, how many things are in a box, whatever,
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. We recently made this excellent article on tool making available on our website. Jim Wadham put together that really extensive article on how he makes a variety of woodturning tools from inexpensive high-speed steel bar stock that he gets on Amazon, and he makes all of his own handles, of course, too. So definitely check that out on our website. Also, we have a mentoring program now. We started this year. We have a number of our members who have agreed to welcome other members into their homes for mentoring sessions. So if you'd like to be a mentor or get some instruction, get some mentoring, just go to our website, firstaidwoodturners.org/mentoring. And there's also a link at the top of the page on the home page for that. Just some of our members' work. I was letting it scroll through here. Excuse me. We also have an extensive downloads and resources page with many handouts from past demos and presentations on a number of topics, woodturning plans and illustrations, everything you can download for free. So be sure to check that out also. And again, on our this is the main page of our website. under downloads, etc., you'll find those downloads and resources, and also the mentoring page. We have a newsletter archive, a classifieds page where you can post listings, or you can actually post a wanted ad also if you're looking for something in particular. So, and that's again on our website. And just again, thank everyone for being here tonight and supporting us. We really appreciate it. And thank everyone who's bought a raffle ticket. Again, we really appreciate your support. I'm not sure what the total is up to right now. I think it's up to about $80 or somewhere around $80 or so, $75, $80. If you still want to get a ticket, I'll be watching my inbox I'll check it during show and tell. Since I'm doing the demo, I won't be able to really watch it then. But if anyone still wants to buy a ticket, I'll check during show and tell for any last minute purchases. And that's firststatewoodturners.org/raffle. And finally, last announcement is on our membership. We have a number of membership options. But if you're a guest and you're thinking about becoming a member, wait until July 1st, because the second half of the year we prorate the regular and family memberships 50%. So for the rest of the year, the regular and family memberships will be on sale, half off, and that is because we're on a calendar year membership, January to January. So we cut it in half in the second half of the year for the membership. And that's all I had for announcements. If I can make this thing stop. There we go.
Regarding,
I have an announcement.
Yes, I was just about to ask, if anyone
Okay,
else had
yes,
anything?
yes. Our next
Wait,
WIT meeting
Sorry?
will be, the WIT meeting
Oh, go
will
ahead.
be
Sorry.
in June. Yeah, sure. Will be on June, the last Sunday in June.
The last Sunday in June?
Yes,
That's the 28th, June.
that's correct.
June 28th?
Yes.
Right.
Great.
Mhm. Right. And if you are a female member of First State Woodturners, I should have your email address, and I'll send out a group email.
All right. Thank you, Marge.
Okay. Okay.
Any other quick announcements? Like any other officers from other chapters here have any quick announcements before we get started?
Dan had something he wanted to add.
yeah, I've got a question about membership.
Yes.
I joined and I don't remember when, so I don't know if I'm current.
Well, I think I actually have the spreadsheet up right now. I don't see your name on here. Let's see, KKK. Don't see. Okay, 2025 you joined.
Okay. So I need to send money.
No worries. This meeting is free and open to the public, so you're fine. Yeah, like I said, if you want to just wait till July 1st to renew, it'll be half off. So, and that's fine.
Okay. And I'll actually be in Delaware all of July.
Cool.
So
you have to come visit us at the fair then.
You're welcome to come to the fair.
Yeah, definitely. We can always use the help turning tops.
okie dokes. See what I can do.
Okay.
And one last announcement before we get started.
Sure.
The Mid-Atlantic Symposium, I've been running the Instant Gallery, and I could use a few volunteers to help with that. So keep that in mind for this coming September.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Pat. All right. I guess it's showtime. So this is turning mushrooms. This demo is pretty quick. The whole thing is about 23 minutes, and I turned 2 mushrooms during the demo. So it's going to go pretty quick. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Before I run the video, I put together a quick slideshow that I'd like to show. There we go. So I just basically did an image search online, Pinterest and such, to get a variety. Oh, it's playing. Okay, so it's gonna play through these. So these are just some examples of turned mushrooms that I found online. I'm going to be doing a natural edge one like that. Oh, here's a mushroom pendant. Look at that. I think this was actually carved. And I like this wood. This look, what is it? Cedar or redwood? Another natural edge. Little off kilter there. Little tilted mushrooms. There's some nice grain there in those. Very simple shape. There's a little family of mushrooms. They did some staining on those. Oh, I can't pause this. There we go. I don't know if it's going to stop or not. Notice up at the top, the one on the right, a little bit of a Daniel Barber shaving going on there with the skew shaving. I don't know if you can see right up on the right here. It looks like how Danielle made the skew flowers for her demo last 2 months ago. Last month, I lose track of time. Oh, 2 months ago. Okay. Some other natural edge ones there. Some really beautiful wood. Another little grouping there. Doing some things with color on those. And this is definitely taking it to the next level. Some carving. These may have been completely carved, not turned and carved, but you get the idea. Some really creative embellishments there. And I think this is the last one. Mushrooms as pendants or ornaments, rather. Ornaments. So that's kind of cool too.
Joe, you going to make this available to us as a slideshow on the website?
This slideshow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say like you can. I can send this out to you. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's good. I guess some good ideas here. These are cute too. These little natural edge. This is very similar to the ones I'm doing tonight. One of the ones I'm doing tonight. I'm doing two, so one of them will look like this, similar. And there's some more the little shavings here, like Danielle did. Kind of cool. There's another one. It's nice spalted wood there. And that's it. Okay. So there was just some ideas of what people have done.
Excuse me, Joe. Can I just take a moment to?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike.
Yeah, hi. So the idea that we had with mushrooms was because we've got Linda Ferber lined up for a demo next month. And the theme of that is decorating, painting, embellishing, carving in her famous style or styles.
Yeah.
Mushrooms. And in order for her to show us as much as possible, the plan is she's not going to be turning mushrooms. She'll show a few examples. That's why we've got Joe with his talent covering the how to make mushrooms, different ways to accomplish that. So having done that, next month you'll get ideas on how you can take it a step further.
Right. Yes. So thought that'd be a good follow on. All right. Thanks, Mike. All right. Let me share the video and get that going here. All right, here we go, folks. Sorry. All right, so I'm starting out here with a little branch. It's a piece of pear. It's dry. I harvested it either last year or the year before. And first thing I'm going to do is turn some tenons on each end with my skew chisel. It's a 3/8 inch skew chisel. So, kind of a neat effect here with the frame rate of the video and the RPM of the lathe. You can really see how I'm turning air here on making these tenons. Thought that was kind of a cool effect. So again, I'm just going to put a tenon on each end here, and you really see how I'm turning air there. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to cut this in half, and then we'll have two blanks. I'm only going to turn one. I mean, I turned both of them, but you're only going to see one of them. Here, that's my go or no go. As long as that tenon's bigger than that caliper, I'm good. So that one was good. Other end. and just doing a simple peeling cut here with the skew chisel. It's my favorite tool to use for making a tenon on a spindle like this. It's really quick and easy. And this is my thin parting tool. It's D-Way. I really like their tools. D-Way. They use M42 steel. Highly recommended. Turning air again there. That's pretty cool. If anyone has any questions during, just give a shout out. I can easily pause this. So when parting off like cutting a piece in half like this on the lathe, obviously you only want to go down to like a 1/4 inch or so and then stop. You don't want it to break apart at high speed. And I was turning about 2,000 RPM there. If anyone's interested, that's around usually where the speed I turn at for spindle work.
Joe, this is branch material?
Yeah, it's a piece of pear.
Pear, okay, thanks.
Yep. So I've got my four jaw chuck here. Going to mount one of those blanks in the chuck. So obviously this is going to be one of the quote unquote natural edge mushrooms.
Joe, is that a brand new chuck or you just shined it up?
No, it's not new, but it's probably the way the light's hitting it.
I don't know how you keep it that clean.
All mine look like that too, so I'm not sure what you're
really?
doing, Jim.
Are you finishing on the lathe, Jim? Are you doing some lacquer on the lathe or something? All right, so I'm coming up to speed here now. Like I said, around 2,000 RPM, 2,100. Keep in mind, the thing you're turning here is not true. It's not round. It's got bark all over it. This is my 1/2 inch spindle gouge. So I'm just riding the bevel, lifting the handle until it starts to cut, and then we're just rolling a bead here. Just rolling a 1/2 of a bead. Real simple, real basic, very basic spindle turning technique. We're just riding the bevel, rolling the bead, riding the bevel down. This is the same way I turn the top. It's just a little bumpy there to start with the bark, a little bit bumpy. The next one I do is not going to have bark on it, so you can do it either way. Coming down to finish the top there. On the second one I turn, I have a view from the tailstock. I have a tailstock cam that'll also show this cut. But again, just riding the bevel, lifting the handle till it starts to cut, turn. Now here I'm starting to change the direction of the cut slightly. I'm trying to put a little OG on here on the top of this. I don't want it just like a round one. I mean, you could. That's the beauty of making mushrooms. They look like, you can't make it wrong. I mean, there's so many different types, as you saw on my slideshow. But I'm going for a little OG shape here on the top. So I'm, again, raising the handle, starting the cut, coming down, and I'm cutting in a little bit steeper to try to cut a little curve here. You can try to kind of see it there now as I'm now changing direction again to get that curve in there, that OG. Excuse the face shield peeking in there. Now I'm going to switch back to my skew. This again is my 3/8 inch skew. It's a 3/8 inch square, so it's a heavy skew, which I find excellent for removing material, quickly removing stock. And again, I'm using a peeling cut, lifting the handle and arcing in to the cut, quickly removing material. That was my final cut for the underneath of the, what's the top of a mushroom called? A bonnet? Cap, the mushroom cap, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So that I refined the bottom of the mushroom cap and removed a little more material there. And you can see I'm kind of undercutting a little bit with the skew. Not a lot, but and it doesn't, you don't have to. But I'm giving a little bit of an undercut to make it a little more realistic looking. And now I made a little ledge there just under the cap, and I'll leave that there. It's kind of like if the natural look of a mushroom, the little things underneath the cap. I should look up mushroom parts before I started this. So here, back to the half-inch spindle gouge. All we're doing is turning a cove here, a very basic cove cut, sweeping, starting with the flute close, sweeping down, and then coming on up on the other side. We should all be practicing our beads and coves. More stock removal. Now this bottom section here this will be the base of the mushroom. Will sit on a little base. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing a slicing cut with my skew to give the top of the base a little bit of a bevel. So I'm just cutting it on an angle with a slicing cut to clean that up a little bit, make it a little nicer there. And doing a V cut here just to get rid of some material and refine the bottom of the mushroom. Back to the spindle gouge. Gonna round that over. Again, we're just turning a bead here. Ride the bevel, turn the tool, follow the curve down. So that's pretty much it for the shape, I believe, on this one. Yeah. I'm going to do a very little, you're not going to see much sanding. Don't panic. But I did a little light sanding on this with 180 and 240. Just going to see just a few seconds here, and then it's going to cut away. So if you have any little imperfections, the 180 fixes that. Smooth out that little cove there in the middle. Clean up that. All right. Again, I sanded 240 also. Now all we need to do is part off, so we're back to the thin parting tool. Go in a ways, then come back and do another half width or so of the tool. You don't want it overheating or binding. Great. Mushroom 1. Now for the second one, I've got wood, a blank obviously that does not have bark on it. This was a piece of maple. So the first thing I want to do with this one, since it doesn't have bark on it, I'm going to true up the blank. You can see there's some wobble there in the blank. So I'm going to use my 1-inch skew to do a very simple or a very light planing cut across the surface to true it up, so it's not don't have this vibration. So again, this is a planing cut with a skew chisel. It leaves a very nice finish on a piece of wood. It's again another basic spindle turning skill that everyone should practice. Then I'm going to true up the end here with a peeling cut. The end's trued up. Now back to the 1/2-inch spindle gouge. Again, just start riding the bevel, lift the handle till it starts to cut, and then just roll it over. Just roll that bead over. And here's what that looks like from the tailstock. That's where this clip was supposed to be. Just lift the handle till it starts to cut, roll over, follow the curve down to the center. Hope that makes sense, everyone. I know for many of you, this is pretty simple stuff, but I know we do have beginner turners, so we want to make sure to have demos for all skill levels. Now here again with the 1/2-inch spindle gouge, I'm starting to cut in a little bit there to try to make another OG. Now I'm gonna fuss with this for another 40 seconds. Well, what I should have done is just left it right where it was after that last cut. But I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more here. It'll look good at the end, but it's going to take another 30 seconds or so till I get there, until I figure I like it. This is hindsight, folks. There's the OG. All right, pretty much where I was 40 seconds ago. Again, my 3/8-inch skew. I'm gonna mark the bottom of the mushroom cap. Peeling cut, removing material. Undercutting a little bit there under the cap. Making that little edge there. This mushroom won't have a base, so to speak, so it's going to be a little taller. Here I'm just doing a very light slicing cut round over the edge of that, or ease the edge of that mushroom cap. A little more undercutting. Now we're going to switch back to the spindle gouge. Just make a nice gradual curve here. A little more cove action. I think at this point I was getting annoyed with my lackluster spindle gouge skills, so I switched to my skew. I can get a much cleaner line with the skew. And notice I'm actually turning left-handed on this cut because of where it's at, or the direction I'm going. And I find I can get a much cleaner, smoother line using this small skew. There. Remove some more material. Stay with me, folks. We're almost done. Kind of refine that curve a little better. Just blend in the curve a little bit there. Back to the spindle gouge. Rolling a bead here. Now I've got my 1-inch skew chisel. I find it easier to get in these tight spots, obviously with the thinner skew. I'm probably worrying about this curve here much more than I need to because I'm going to part it off right around there. So I'm just having fun at this point. Now I just need to part it off. Oh, well, a little bit of sanding, but, oh, no, sorry, I jumped the gun there. Oh, there was a little roughness up here I noticed when I stopped it. I just did a real gentle cut there with the skew to clean that up a little bit. Now some quick sanding. Started with 240 this time. That's all I need. That's all this one needed. And now we just need to part it off. Except this time, we're going to try something a little different. Ordinarily here, we would just go ahead and part this off now. But if you noticed in the slideshow, a couple of the mushrooms were kind of tilted. So I realized, oh, they cut those off at an angle. And then over the weekend at the symposium, Jim Wadham was telling me one of the demonstrators was doing some off-center work and he just tilted the blank slightly in the chuck. So I thought to myself when I was turning the mushroom here, it's like, hey, I could do that. So I decided to give this a try. I'm just tilting that out just a few degrees. Move the tool rest. And I'm making sure the jaws are really biting in there. Now we're going to part it off. Cutting a little air at first. Not too bad.
Did you do that at a slower speed, Joe?
Nah, I think I'm around 2000 here.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't remember. I may have slowed it down to like maybe 15 to 1800, but it looks like it was going pretty fast there. And there's mushroom number 2 with the tilt. All right, folks. Stop the share here. And all right, those are my mushrooms.
Joe, I noticed I pulled a mushroom book down out of my library here, and I noticed there's every shape cap in it that you could imagine, and some go up over and look like a sinkhole going down into the stem.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you could do anything. I think you could almost be free.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yep. Like I said, nice, simple, easy project. Everyone, it's good practice. The basic spindle skills. Everyone should give it a try.
I've seen a lot of really cool mushrooms in Cape Henlopen.
Oh, cool.
In the state park. And the one you were just describing, bending over and looking like a crater, that was there last year.
Oh, neat. Any other questions or comments?
Right. Joe, did one of your skews have rounded over edges, not square?
No.
Okay.
No, they're both straight.
Okay.
Let's see. Here's the, if you can see it.
Yep.
They're both, this one, they're both straight.
Yeah.
The other one's over here somewhere. The crown. I do have one. I have a lot of skews. I only have one of them with a radius edge on it. I use that for a very specific task. Everything else I like the straight edges on the skews.
Joe, if you're going to end early, if you guys are interested in, I have 2 presentations that you could choose from. One is concerning a trip to the UK. I saw Gordon Russell Museum. He's a furniture maker. And there were David Pye bowls there as well, although just a few. And David Pye was a furniture designer as well, but he wrote the book The Nature and Art of Workmanship and did a number of turnings. So I have like a slideshow if we have time.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Scott. We're still having show and tell, but I think we're a little light on show and tell. If there's
Yeah.
no other questions or comments on the mushrooms, I guess we can go to show and tell.
I was just going to comment that I'm glad you showed us how to make them a little tilted, because even in the beginning, I was noticing the ones that did have some tilt to them just looked so much more alive, almost like they were moving, versus the ones that were totally symmetrical.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure how they did it, but I figured all all you have to do is tilt the blank like that a little bit, a few degrees, and that's one way to do it. I guess another way to do it would be just, stop the lathe, lock your spindle, and have it like take a little saw, a little Japanese saw, and just cut it off at an angle.
Mhm.
Do it that way
A lot
too.
of people, Joe, when after they cut it off, they'll cut it off straight and then they'll simply take it over to their belt sander or something and just hold it at an angle on the belt sander and sand
Oh,
an angled flat on it.
right, right, right. Yes, that's another. Yep, that would be another good way. Yep, just part it off normally and then hit it with the belt sander if you have a belt sander. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Thanks, Jim.
So
All
what
right.
what size basically? We're about 3 inches.
I'm sorry.
What size were they?
Oh, here,
Diameter.
I will show you. They are right here. So,
Oh, okay.
let's see. Get to them up here. So they're not very big.
Okay.
4 inches, 3 inches. What is this one? This is 4 1/4. This one's about 4 1/4 here.
Okay.
So, yep. And then the small one and dropped is by the shortest one. You can see these. So,
Yeah,
not
the
very big.
reason I'm asking because I'm thinking about trying to make boxes with mushroom caps.
Well,
Now
you could certainly,
the scale would have to go up a little.
yeah, you could certainly scale it up. And these are like just just little branches. Most part. So,
Jim, you're jumping ahead of me. I have one to show you tonight.
Oh, fantastic. Because I've been fascinated. I saw somebody turn one recently and I said, I got to try that. So.
cool. All right. Tom, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. 50.
All right. Well, we're gonna start with the main show and tell, and then we'll jump into the others.
What others?
Well, I got a bunch of single.
Right. Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties earlier, but cool.
Yeah. I gotta pick up the first tab here before I share.
I'm going to mute myself while until my entry comes up.
Let me hide this. I think I got it. Okay. Can everybody see that now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. This is an abbreviated picture because I didn't get the slide I wanted, but this is a fumed oak footstool. It's white oak, and I put it in a watertight plastic bin and put some capfuls of 10% ammonia in there. And as you can see, the legs turned out nice kind of chocolate brown. It's not a bold brown, but very, very interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up the slide that showed it from the side, but I wanted you to get an idea. And then, of course, I wove the rush seat on it. It was a demonstration I did up at Michael Key's back in April, I believe. This is a Spalding maple bowl. I was just trying a different shape for a maple bowl with a little bit more flair and a little bit of a OG on the edges. As a the concept was a fruit bowl, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It doesn't have a finish on it yet. This is just shellac right now. And Scott, you're up next, but it's out of order, so you'll be up again.
Okay, if it's out of order, that's fine. All right, well, so Joe did a demo and that's a mushroom. So there's really not much more to say about this piece.
Cool.
Other than I called Tom this morning and said, "Hey, do you need pictures for the slideshow?" And he said, "Yeah, I only had 5 submissions." And I found out that there was a glitch. So while Tom was working that out, I went into the shop and turned this mushroom this morning. So because I knew we were doing mushroom demo. So
That's real nice. Very, very well done. Is there like a finish on that?
I just put some Danish oil on it, the Watco, right? And underneath what I do is on all the mushrooms I do, I put that little fringe, and I always take like a skewed burner, and I always put that what would be the gills underneath the mushroom.
Right. Really, really nice. Yeah.
I mean, most people aren't going to see it, but I know it's there. So I guess we do things that we do.
I see you did the little fringe there underneath, like
every mushroom I've ever done since I started turning has had that fringe on it.
Very nice. I love it.
Oh, see, this isn't somewhat in order, right? So this piece actually kind of started out as a little joke challenge. But I'm going to switch over to the actual piece, right? So I wanted to turn a bent nail, right? So it's just made a piece of cherry, made a bent nail, and I put it in a piece of 2x4. But I was doing a project that I actually brought to AAW, and I was getting a little bit frustrated, and I guess we'll talk about that when we get to it. And so I was thinking like, well, I'll bring that bent nail to the AAW, and but I had to bring something else with it. So I made the hammer in my downtime. And the head of it's made out of ash, the handle's cherry. It's multi-axis turn, so it's actually shaped like a hammer, like a handle on a hammer. The back end where the claw is was kind of shaped like a bell, right? And then just the rest of it was cut away on the bandsaw. So that piece was at AAW with a pole, and you had to name it. And the choices were hammered, nailed it, or get bent. And nailed it won by a landslide. So there you go. That's why that's called nailed it.
Really nice.
All right, might as well just go to the picture, right? So I started carving a stone pattern in some pieces. This was just a plain maple bowl. This is about 9-inch maple bowl. And you can see the stone pattern. This is like the first piece I ever did with that stone pattern. And that piece is still just like that. I never finished it. I just kind of left it alone. So that's if I could show you, I mean, and I can't because it's, the exterior walls of my house are that stone pattern. So that's the inspiration there. So it's just a lot of carving with a rotary tool, laying out the pattern and then just carving all the grout lines and everything. So do we have the next one, Tom? Is it in order? The next one in order?
Stone base.
Right. Yeah, full stone, right? So this was version number 2. So I actually got around to painting the stone. I tried to match the stone outside, and to me it came out a little bit flat. I mean, it is kind of the right color and everything, but it just didn't have a lot of pop. But then again, neither does my house. So I may be a little bit too realistic, but it's a lot of carving, a lot of painting, I guess. I don't know. So it was a lot of fun. That's about what, 10 inches tall. So I mean, it's a fairly sizable piece.
Nice.
So,
I like the colors.
okay, and this last one is the last one that I did. So obviously room for improvement as we keep going, and I have some ideas after this. But I think the stone looks kind of cool, but this is just kind of like one of those days when you're so frustrated and your head explodes, right? And that's what that's supposed to signify. So that's, your nice soft exterior being, blown away, and then that hard stony underneath comes out, right? So that's what the whole point about that is. But cherry vessel, and then the patterns carved out and everything. The cracks are burned in with a wood burner. The carved part was carved with a wood burner. That's something I did different here. I wasn't real happy with that because I think that the grout lines are too thin and too regular, right? Whereas the other piece looks more like the stonework in my house. So I think I'm going to shy away from doing that. The burn carving the next time. I'll just go back to using a rotary tool. But it's kind of a cool piece, I guess. I mean, I like it, but Tom, these pieces are a progression, and this one's the last one I did. And Tom saw this, and he reminded me that he had never seen any of those pieces and show and tell. So I said, "Oh, I guess maybe I should just show them all." So there you go.
Now what's going on? There we go. All right, here's the big one.
So Tom, they
Get
are all in
finished.
order. They are all in order, right?
Yeah,
So
I
this is
can't
going to be
believe
the
that.
end. So obviously the Liberty Bell. This was the piece I was working on that I got frustrated with. If you look at the top, all the hardware is turned out of ebony. So that piece overall is about 10 inches high. So that should give you kind of an idea how small those little bolts are, right? The posts that I had to drill holes in the wood so when I put them in, like on the ends and stuff, it would line up the same on both sides, and so the posts for the holes are, thinner than a toothpick. I mean, the ebony itself was actually so thin it was crumbling away, and I needed 6, and I tried to make way more than that before I was successful enough to get 6. The hardware that hangs the bell, I mean, it's not 100%, accurate, but it's as close as I could get it because I couldn't bend the ebony, right? So in the actual Liberty Bell, that's steel or iron, and it's bent around the yoke. And there's 2 ebony pins that hold the crown to the yoke. And I was just really happy that, back then all the nuts for all the bolts were square, because if I had to make them hexagon, I think that had just been a gigantic pain in the butt. So the
That's
clapper's made out
amazing.
of holly. The bell and is maple. The crown's maple. The standards are maple. The base and the yoke are walnut, and all the black you see on it is all ebony. Capping off those dowels was a lot more difficult than I thought. And I don't have really a good picture. Well, I didn't send one to Tom, but on the ends of the yoke, you can see that it's black. They're actually bands, right? So on the actual Liberty Bell, there's an iron band that goes around that round area. So I tried to replicate that the best I could, and making that band to slip over that rounded area, it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So
Huh.
um,
That's
but
amazing, Scott.
that's pretty much it. That's
How tall
that's
is
my
that?
happy birthday USA 250 years, right? So that's the really kind of like the inspiration behind that piece. I mean, I grew up loving that kind of stuff. I remember the bicentennial, so Liberty Bell's like right around the corner for me. I'm only about like, 15, 20 minutes away from that area. So there you go. I'm
Is
sorry,
that
you were asking a question?
How tall is that?
Overall, from the base to the top of the yoke is about 10 inches.
Got it.
So it's not huge, right? That's why I
Right.
say it. So I can kind of think of that, and then think how small those little bolts are on the ends, right?
Yeah, that's really
So
nice.
so is that the crack, the Ambrosia Street?
well, it's supposed to be the crack, right? But I
Very
mean, the
nice.
real crack in the Liberty Bell goes the other direction. But
Yeah.
I kind of used a little bit
Okay,
of poetic license here, just because it lined up
good.
that way,
That's
right?
very
So,
nice. Yeah.
but I didn't put any nails in the beetle holes either. I kind of figured we would just let that go. So.
Cool.
I'm jumping over that one. Okay, Naomi.
Okay.
You're getting some feedback. You got two mics on. Are you there?
Yeah, give her a second. I think
Okay.
they muted because of the feedback.
Yeah. It was two mics or something,
Yeah.
or the speaker and the mic were together.
Yeah, I have two computers here side by side too. I get that too if I don't make sure I
Yeah.
mute the one.
Mute. Yeah. Mhm.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
We had audio problems, so we were on two machines. Um, the one in the front here is the little holly hollow form that I made, and I just put it on a little maple base. And the poppy flowers were practice from the demo that Danielle gave us. And so I just made some little, and I painted them, and the feathers I put for the little leaves.
Nice.
That's about it.
And she sold it.
Very nice.
Oh, no, the one I sold was the one behind it with the lily of the valley that you can see right in the back. You can kind of see half of it.
Is that walnut? What is that? Or is that
So in the one in the back, that's
yeah.
Angelique.
Oh.
And I turned the top part and carved the bottom part.
Nice.
Mike.
Okay, so well, this is in the spirit of what can I do to improve my lathe without blowing it up? And some higher end lathes, maybe some that a few of you own, have the ability to take the controls and move them anywhere, with a magnet. So that if you're hollowing or working closer to the tailstock with a long hollowing bar or whatever, instead of having to reach around a large spinning piece, which can be dangerous, to either change the speed or make an emergency stop. This is basically what I built. Saw some articles and took the controls out of the headstock on the Powermatic lathe, put them in a PVC type of a box, and relocated the controls. And there's a cord coming out the bottom. And the next slide, if we have that, nope, we don't have it.
That's all I had.
Okay, no problem. But basically, there's a large 3-inch diameter magnet on the back of that box so that I can stick it on the bed of the lathe anywhere, or just so it's really handy. And it works fine. If anyone's interested in doing it, I can provide the details. I just feel that I'm going to be more comfortable the next time that I want to maybe do some hollowing, and I'm kind of stuck down at the tailstock end, and may feel like I'm going too slow, too fast, or want to stop the lathe and don't want to have to put down everything or risk blowing up the piece to do that, or risk catching my arm on a large spinning piece. So this is something unrelated, but it's in the category of how can I take my messy, cluttered shop and organize it a little better. A lot of people put a shelf underneath their lathe, either for ballast, which I didn't feel I needed to do, or I've seen a lot of people construct cabinets that are built in or built onto a shelf. And that's great if you want to take the time to do it. This, though, is taking one of these brands of portable tool storage boxes. And I only chose that brand because the two of them side by side just fit perfectly underneath. Put them on a pair of inexpensive adjustable mobile bases, and then I can throw just a plastic shower curtain over that so they don't get all covered in shavings. And if I need to clean out underneath or behind, I just roll them out. So I've got in one of the boxes, all my jaws and chucks, which I didn't have the wall space to really neatly organize. And in the other one, I've got a few sizes of Velcro type sanding discs and a whole range of grit. And I'll admit that a lot of times I just grab a sanding square because I can't remember where or don't want to take the time to find the right little disc in the proper grit for whatever sander I want to use it on. So I'm embarrassed that, I had to take the time to organize a little bit, but pleased with the result. And it just might give some others an idea.
Yeah, it
Hey,
looks
Mike,
good.
Mike, where did you get those?
Those were at Lowe's.
Those? Okay, cool.
And there are all kinds of companies that make those type boxes. I chose not to get the ones that have the pull-up handle because that would make it more difficult to bring them forward because the handle stands up a little bit higher than the boxes. And I also didn't want the ones with two large diameter wheels in the back because that would raise them up a little higher. You can see that as they go up higher, you have less space because of the way the legs curve in.
Yeah.
So those it just worked out perfectly.
What's the shiny round pie plate on the headstock end of your lathe?
Oh, that's just a magnet dish,
Oh,
magnetic dish.
okay.
Yeah, you can get those at Harbor Freight.
Yeah, got one right here.
I've got them all around the shop.
You're back. How does it work with the wheels underneath the legs? Are you introducing too much vibration?
If I was routinely turning a lot of large things, it might not be the best. But on the occasions when I do want to move it a little bit, it requires some effort to move, but at least I can. And it's low profile. I'm not a tall person.
Oh, okay. This is the first spalted maple thing I've ever done. And I thought, I'm not going to make anything hollow out of it. It was very nasty to work with. I got a lot of dust up from it. And I just thought I would use that. I got the wood from Michael Kay's, and he was going to burn it. So it's actually safe from a fire. Oh, these are beads. The National WIT, AAW WIT, decided that they would exchange beads. So I made small beads. The one at the end is a spacer in case I got beads from other people. And I painted my beads blue with a little diamond because we're from the Diamond State. The purple beads are plastic and they're just spacers. And they're on a shoestring.
Joe,
Okay. This is another more spalted maple here. This is a spalted maple hollow form that I actually turned like 2 years ago, but I knew it wasn't done, and I just finished it earlier or late in May, a couple weeks ago. I finished it by turning this ebony finial. So now the piece is done, and I'm very happy with how the finial turned out. There's one more view
Joe,
of the other side of it.
Is the finial fluted?
It is
Or is
not.
that
No,
just the light?
that's a reflection on the lights, Jim.
Okay. It looked like it might have been fluted.
I see where, yeah, I see it now. No, it's just reflection on the lights.
Okay.
Gary Gunther.
Yes, I'm here. So this is just a little piece of ambrosia maple that started out as a core from my one-way coring system. It's only about 7 inches in diameter, and I normally wouldn't core anything that small. But I was having trouble with my coring rig, so I decided to give it a try, and then it was like, okay, I've got it. What do I do with it? And I decided to leave it round bottomed rather than to put a tent on it. And I made a couple of years ago, I made a large platter with a piece of art glass, and I enjoyed that. So I thought I'd like to make a small one. So I went online on Etsy to try to find a very simple little round art glass slumped bowl. And I went through 55 pages on Etsy before I found this one. But I thought, okay, that's the one. So I bought it. It was a few bucks, came in the mail, and I just turned the wood to fit it.
Nice.
And of course, I lined. Sorry?
Well, I was going to say, I probably have a picture of the bottom in the wrong group, so you'll get to it later.
Yeah, there is a bottom shot there somewhere too that if it comes up, we'll take a look at it. But it's a rocking bowl. Okay, next. So
form with.
There we go. So here's another little hollow form. It's only, I don't know, 3-4 inches without the finial, maybe 5 inches with the finial. Had a red maple tree in the backyard last year that unfortunately had to come down. Very unhappy about that, but I got rid of most of the wood because I don't need any more green wood, but this had a little burl in it, so I thought, how am I going to show that burl? Well, how about a little hollow form? So fine. And I had never hollowed a hollow form through the bottom before, so I thought this will be a good excuse. Well, if you look at that now, it does not look like I hollowed it through the bottom. It looks like I hollowed a big one through the top and then put a collar on it. But that's because I got a little aggressive after I sharpened my hollowing tool and almost went through the top from the bottom. And so that's a save. And I did not like the color of the wood. And so I dyed it cherry. This is red maple, and the real color is the collar. That's the color of the wood. You can see most of it is spalted dark, and that didn't look good to me in the natural color. So I just dyed it cherry and then put a mesquite finial on it. And if anybody's on WoW, you'll immediately recognize the finial as one that is an almost copy from a guy named Thijs Karstens in South Africa. But I just thought I liked that form and I thought it fit. So there you go.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, there's the round bottom on that ambrosia maple bowl with the glass on it.
Hang on here.
That's actual glass?
Well, no, the flip side is glass. That's
what I mean. Yeah, the insert is actual glass.
Oh yeah, it's a slumped art glass that I got on Etsy.
Okay, got to share some more. Just bear with me a minute. That was the main. Come on here.
Gary, they call that art. What kind of art glass is that you found on Etsy?
I slumped. They slumped. You just put it. You cut it round. You put it on a form that is the shape that you want, and you just stick it in the oven and heat it up, and the glass slumps into the form.
Okay. Not a glass blower. I don't know anything about it. That's interesting. And it just,
well, of course, it's not blown. That's the whole point. A lot of people are doing this. If you go to craft shows, you'll see a lot of slumped glass. People will take lots of bits of pieces of glass of all shapes and colors and just lay them on top of each other and throw them in the oven and let them kind of merge together.
Interesting. And
in a kiln.
In a kiln, yeah.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
Very hot oven.
Thanks, Gary.
Great. Not your kitchen.
Okay, Ross. Are you seeing it?
We see the title page, yes.
Okay, let's. Ross, you there?
I better unmute. Yeah, this is a lidded box mushroom that I made 7 years ago, and I'm just showing it because this spring I got the idea I wanted to do some quick ones, and I made a couple more that I've put away. But this shows the lid off, and it gives you the ability to change colors. It's I think you can see the tiger stripes in the maple. They showed quite a bit more. This is not a good. I don't take pictures like Joe does, but
Please.
anyway, this shows the lid off, and I don't. It's an optical problem with my little iPhone that makes that rim look off kilter there. It's symmetrical in the real thing, but sorry about that. And it's about 5 inches tall.
Okay.
I assume
All
the
right.
lid is a loose fit.
Not well. It's you can turn it upside down and shake it. You know, it's not loose. In fact, did you hear that?
Yes.
That's yeah.
Okay, so it's a tight fit.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
next. Go ahead.
no, that's it.
Okay.
But I just the point I put it in was that I did this before I saw Joe's subject for this meeting.
Oh.
Okay, Adrian Cook.
Perch. Ooh. Oh, nice. Is Adrian here?
I don't know.
That's a nice stool. Nice little stool there.
Nice
Perch.
seat.
Yeah. Cherry. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. Stop share, pick up the next one, so stay with me. Okay, here we go.
I've updated
All
my
right.
calendar.
I
Thank you,
was
Mike.
commissioned to make these 4 credenza legs. I didn't make the credenza, but I made the legs for it. Steve Wolter asked me to make those, and it was a challenge. You can probably tell if you examine that the corner of those legs has to be cut out to fit over the corner of that credenza. And I had to puzzle over that for a week or so, how I was going to do that. At first, I thought I'd turn it and then cut the corner out, and I didn't think very long about that.
Right.
So I took the square stock and just took it to my table saw and cut the corner out, most of the corner out, and then carved part of it out. But it turned out pretty well. After I got that piece cut out, then I glued another piece of poplar in place of it with a little bit of copy paper in between. And the whole time I'm turning it, I'm thinking, I hope this stays in place. And then again, I hope it comes out when I want it to. But it all worked out fine. Just a little pop with a hammer and it popped right out of there after I got it turned.
It looks great. Beautiful. I remember passing this email. I remember we got the email request from through the website that the guy wanted legs made, custom legs.
Yeah, his dad did the drawings for it, full-size drawings. His dad's 95 years old.
Oh,
I
wow.
think he said he's a retired pattern maker.
Oh, that's
So he
amazing.
knew what he was doing.
But yeah, they look great. Really well done, Steve.
The credenza looks nice too. If you can see you can't see the whole thing in here, of course, but he did a
Yeah.
good job of that.
Okay. Got one more to go, Steve. Let's see here. Okay, share and share. And go to.
All right, I'll just go ahead and start describing it. Yeah, most of you have seen my 8-foot bowl. Well, this is a 6-foot bowl. It's only 10 inches or so wide, the bowl, and I'll never do that again because the feet are too small. They need to be a little bit bigger than that. I can't get my finger in between them. It takes a lot of sanding. I guess you know how that's done. You know, you turn a rim around the bottom of it that has the profile of a foot, and then you just cut out what you don't need. So I've got a whole bunch of material here if anybody wants to make some little feet.
All right. That's it, Joe. That's the last one.
All right. Scott, do you have a presentation that's like, what time is it? Like 20 minutes or less?
Sorry, yeah, I had to turn my mic on.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I could definitely finish by 9, no problem. Or even a little earlier if you want to do the 50-50.
Yeah, because we still have the 50-50.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm assuming Gordon Russell with some David Pye bowls would be better than furniture designed by architects. But
They both
either
sound
one is fine with me.
They both sound interesting to me, but I will probably
I can't do both, so we'll
right.
do
No,
one.
let's stick
Yeah.
with the one that has the turnings in it. That would to stay on point.
All right. So
I made you co-host. All you have to do is share
so I can share.
Show your screen, and
I have to
if you have a PDF or whatever, you can make full screen on your computer.
Yes, share.
There we go.
So tell me if you're seeing it in.
Yep, I see PowerPoint.
In full size, full screen?
Yep, you're full screen now.
And let me get rid of that. Okay, so you see that. So I went on a trip to the UK. It was back in 2012, actually. And I read in Rick Steves' book, there's a craft museum in the Cotswolds. So I was planning to go there. Rick Steves knows nothing about art or architecture or anything like that. So it turned out that it is the Gordon Russell Museum. And Gordon Russell was a designer in the early 1900s. He became a really big deal in the UK, ultimately being the first chairman of what they called the Arts Council. So as a result of all his work over his life, he became in charge of the Arts Council of the UK, which is a pretty big deal. And this museum is basically dedicated to his work, and he primarily came up with a way. This is a picture of him. He he came up with a way to combine the use of machine tools, but combine it with a certain amount of handmade techniques and maybe portions of the work to be handmade to basically make furniture affordable for everyone. And before that, if you were, the normal poor person, the 90% or whatever it was in the UK, you had royalty and then you had everybody else. And the everybody else, they couldn't afford furniture. They probably made things themselves out of tree stumps and things like that, but they couldn't afford to buy nice furniture. And he found a way to make things affordable, which was pretty awesome. And we walked in the front door, my wife and I, and there were two elderly women sort of manning the front gates to the place. And I was talking to them because I had never heard of Gordon Russell, and I was interested. And so I was talking to them for a little while. And I found it really fascinating, and I started talking to them about Wharton Esherick. Had they ever heard of Wharton Esherick from PA, And they didn't. And so I told them a lot about Wharton Esherick. So they said to me and my wife, you guys can go in, touch anything you want, open anything you want, look in the drawers, do all, whatever you guys want to do. So we did. And every single piece in the museum says, do not touch, do not open, over and over again. And here we are, two Americans, and we're going through the museum, opening everything, looking at the dovetails in the drawers and everything else. And the other patrons in the museum are looking at us like we're insane, but it was really fun. So these drawings were in the drawers. So we got to see some of the drawings. You can see all the interesting design and even the section details and things like that on how he made his furniture. I can't tell you which is machine made and which is handmade, but you'll get the idea a little bit as we go through, I think. So the pieces are spectacular. It's just beautiful work, all kinds of intricate details for the knobs and things like that, the inlay. So I'm sure a lot of that was hand done, but I think seeing the detail that we were able to see by opening things and seeing the hinges and the dovetails was just really, really fun. And anybody else walking in there wouldn't have got that opportunity. We just happened to get lucky by talking to the women. Um, all handmade stuff, but maybe they did some of this with machinery. I'm not really sure. It looks like they're pretty much evenly spaced dovetails, so maybe they did that. Um, Pieces, they're a little bit more simple than probably a craftsman would do if it was all handmade, but maybe that allowed them to replicate pieces, and the shapes of the pulls and things are definitely like iterations of each other. Um, I just the work is just beautiful. Everywhere we saw, and you see the please do not touch and everything else. We opened one drawer, there was a top hat in it, and all kinds of drawings all throughout the drawers. So here's some descriptions of how he did this. Um, he just became a really big deal in this in all these different art institutions and the art council, the design council, as I had mentioned. Here's all the drawings. So he had drawings with numbered uh, numbers match the cabinet numbers. There's a David Pye bowl on the top. So for me, walking through, seeing some of the bowls was really an added plus. You can see the pulls, it's a different type of wood inserted, but really, really makes the pieces stand out.
You say this is utility furniture?
Uh, Basically, the work was done in a utilitarian machine manner. So yes, it was. It looks still like it's got the level of craftsmanship that you would expect from handmade, but a lot of the work was done with machines. I don't think they were ready to make the kind of stuff we see at IKEA. That's not where they were trying to get to. They wanted it to still look like real crafted furniture, which was the only furniture there was then. There's nothing was machine made. And yet they found a way to make it with machine help and still make it attractive and highly designed. So yeah, it was called utilitarian to an extent, but to them that still meant something far above what we might call utilitarian now. Okay.
It was more about the construction, not the design of it, right?
I guess so, yeah. But I think some of the design is more simple than you might do if you were doing it by hand. But you can still see the curves and the shapes in the work, but somehow they were able to do a lot of machine work. And this is 1927 when it was designed. And as you go further in you'll see some more modern stuff that looks a little bit more like you might expect with machines. So here's a carved dish by David Pye. Um, some of this work was really interesting. Just that you can see the what he called craftsmanship was by hand. He his book is about machine made versus handmade, and the differences and the advantage and disadvantages of each. So very interesting book. I do have that book if anybody's interested to know what it's about. You can see some other bowls. I don't actually remember what that is. It doesn't even look like wood, but it might be. Um, I was really more interested in the furniture at that point, and to see the David Pye stuff was a great addition. But this is actually like a knockdown piece. That's not that piece, I guess, but you could see you could take that apart. I always try to get a selfie in a museum like this by getting a mirror somewhere. But you can see the approach to the pulls on the drawers is very similar to the other pieces that we had seen. There's the top hat. Kind of surprising to see some of the stuff we saw in the drawers. And there's a lot written on these placards. I didn't read all of them. I typically just walk through and take pictures and then find out about things later. I'll do the research after I leave. You can see this starts to look a little bit more like more machine work, I would say. And here's a rush seat like somebody else showed. Was that Tom?
Tom, yeah.
Yeah, showed the rush seat. We saw a rush installation done at the Delaware Wood Guild. One day they had an artist come and do a rush seat for us. That was really interesting. But this one really looks handmade, but then you can see the turnings for the legs and spindles.
That looks more like natural rush too.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Turned in yew with bog oak bobbins. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Oh, bog oak is
Yeah, they're the stuff preserved in the bogs
right.
from lack of oxygen, right?
The bobbins are the
I guess the spindle, the horizontal one maybe. Where would you say the top of the legs?
Bobbins, yeah, the chair parts. I thought they would be the vertical elements, but I don't quote me on that.
Well, it looks like the horizontal does the same thing.
Because the stretchers are the horizontal just in this below the seat are stretchers.
Yeah.
But yeah, not sure.
Wonder if they get the name bobbins from the bobbins and weaving machines. Maybe it's reminiscent of that shape.
Like I think in between these horizontal pieces look like bobbins.
That's what I was just going to say. Maybe those are those could be the bobbins between the horizontal slats.
They look like a more dense wood also.
Yeah.
But I mean, the variety of the pieces was pretty incredible. And obviously they have a lot of different books on his work as well that they're showing. But it's something worth more research if you want to find out more about him. But the museum was awesome. There's a piece to the left that doesn't even look like that era, right? It looks more like an IKEA piece, but whether that's a piece that he made or not, I don't know.
Is most of the furniture of cherry, or is that just the lighting in the rooms?
I think that they use a lot of different woods. Yew is very common, and that might have some reddish tints. But I haven't read, what all the different types of wood are. But yew is probably their most common wood, I would say.
God, I keep thinking I've seen these pictures before somewhere.
It's possible I've shown it at Del Val, if you've attended Del Val meetings.
No?
I was also in the South Jersey Wood Guild, and I think I've shown them there. So it's possible.
Maybe I know somebody else that's been there. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Now this looks a little more modern, and he did make on to the right there. He did make radios and things like that as he got into the 40s. He was chairman of the Arts Council around 1947, so you were starting to get radio. You know, there's no television enclosures, but there's radio. Um, Again, please do not touch. We opened everything we could. I don't know who did the bowl on that desk. And this inlay is, very interesting. And I suppose they could have had machinery cut those recesses. Here's a whole collection of high-tech stuff in the 40s. 40s technology, very interesting. And a lot of different kinds of wood.
Yeah, radio cabinets were considered a piece of furniture.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even my parents, when I was growing up, they had a stereo set up that was a piece of furniture. You couldn't replace one piece of it very easily. It was all built in. And this starts to look more modern, looks like you could fold that chair. And I like how it matches the box below. And affordable for all was the goal. Now, whether it really was or not, I don't know, but it was the first time the average family could actually buy furniture. And these tables fold down, you see that you could rotate the legs and drop the leaves to both sides. There you go, there's the hinges. This is a little blurry, but a blend of hand and machine was the main idea. And then there was actually other small museums in the Cotswolds that had some of his things as well. And I just took a picture of the roof structure. Those are just pinned arches. They're not. There's no nails. Probably this radio was in another one of the museums as well.
It's nice.
Yeah, you got the crotch figure happening. Very nice. And there's some kind of poster, I guess I saw somewhere. So he became Sir Gordon Russell, and I believe David Pye might have as well. I'm not certain. There's David Pye, 1914 to 93. He lasted, much later. I think Gordon Russell was born in like 1882 or something like that. So David's much later, more modern. And this is his book. And they're really talking about, the workmanship of risk and certainty. So if it's machine made, it's a certainty you're going to get the product that you expect. But if it's handmade, you're risking the piece, as we all know, turning. There's a certain amount of risk involved in making the piece and doing it, incorrectly, right? And these are some pictures of some of his work. I really like that one. There's a lot of hand craftsmanship in his work for sure. A lot of carving. Look at the patterns in there. That's really interesting. Sorry, it's blurry. But he was a professor of furniture design, and I guess he also really enjoyed turning. He made a lot of bowls and boxes, and he taught furniture to a lot of the really famous furniture makers. That's it.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Scott.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for showing us.
I have this book here.
Yes.
Chris
I
Pye.
think it's his son.
I was going to say this must be his son. I was
Yeah.
looking at the.
I think I have that book actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah, turning on. It's a good book. Carving on turning. I was looking at about the author to see if it is indeed his son. Anyway, nope, I can't tell. Anyway, moving along. All right, our final segment of the evening, coming up on the hour here, is our monthly 50/50. And here we go.